All right, so now we're on the inside, and yep, you guessed it, this gets worse. They did this wall. Apparently they put in a closet on the other side, and instead of framing in and adjusting the ductwork and putting a new register in, yep, they just drywalled right over the top of it. So now that makes that hard to service. Did I mention that this was over $100,000 worth of work? Okay, so we're seeing differential separation here of your wall to ceiling joint. That's a big gap. And she was saying that ever since they did this closet work here, they've been getting a bunch of cracks, right? So apparently they've patched and repaired a bunch of this several times, I guess, because these cracks keep coming back and worsening. I did notice on the other side, you will see here where they just kind of mudded this wall with joint compound. It's a textured wall that they made smooth wall right there, which was nice. But then as you come down here, they tried to hide this crack. You can see the camouflage there and the new crack through the camouflage. Now as I came in here, I saw this big beam going across, and I asked her, did they do any like structural work? Did they remove a wall? And she said, yeah, right here. So they put a post and a beam, and it's your guess where that goes. But then I asked her, did they pull any permits for this? Because that is supposed to be prescribed by a structural engineer, and that should have had a corrective action plan associated with it from somebody qualified. Now, if you ever hire a contractor and they end up using flex drains under your sink, fire them immediately. Not to mention, this is just complete. This is not good workmanship. Every plumber out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. To do on tile, because they did this tile, is I like to side light and kind of look for raised points in the tile. And those are areas where you want to start. You come over here. Hear how hollow that is? That's completely hollow right there in this corner, and this is sticking up. So you know that there's no thin set bonding behind that tile. Now this is good workmanship. Look at how consistent this grout edge is here. That looks great. Yeah. This looks real nice. Did I mention that it was $105,000 worth of work? Now, there's one thing that I love about crap work from crap contractors is when they get into electrical work. So good. So I saw this new tub and I saw that outlet and I said, well, since it's all new drywall, you got all your new lighting, did they put that outlet in? They sure did. Do you think that this would be GFCI protected? It is not. This fancy shower apparently would run water right out into the bathroom. So they came along and so nicely just put this piece of flexible edging here. Problem solved. I mean, you paid $105,000. You can't have water running out into your bathroom. And they couldn't have done a proper shower pan. But here's the best part. Yeah, that is good workmanship. Just FYI, there isn't a single code in this entire country that would allow a light switch in a shower. All right, listen guys, I have to admit my error here. They didn't put that in. My client put that in. She put that in herself because apparently they screwed this all up and water was just pouring into the bathroom. Now here's the best part. I swear this is probably the best part of the whole bathroom. This bathtub, apparently, if you go to get out of it, it tips over. It's not even secured or fastened to the floor. That is a safety hazard and that doesn't meet code. So when he told her, my guys did great work and it's all up to code, we're going to call BS on that. And my next phone call is going to be to this contractor, and yes, I'm going to record it. All right, so she said that they put hardy backer and she didn't see them do any hydrophobic or waterproofing membrane coatings, nothing, no red guard. She said it just looked like, you know, tile backer, and then they threw thin set over it. She had them rip a section out. She said there is no red or coating or anything behind that. I'm already seeing tiles that aren't properly, you know, there's no thin set sealant behind them. So they're already gonna have to rip this out, which really sucks. and they're going to have to make sure this is done right. And then I'm guessing that's at the point where they can actually do the shower pan right. But did I mention to you that this is $105,000? All right, when they put the vanity and the countertop in, you'll see their challenge was the feet were hitting against the kickboards down here. So instead of fixing it right, what they did was just made a big ass gap, threw the backsplash on it with a nice big gap, and called it done. Looks great, right? And this is just a pet peeve of mine. You'll see that there's a GFCI outlet here, but they've also got one here. But if I trip this one, it actually trips over there. You don't need a GFCI in both places. As a matter of fact, it's preferable to only have one. So that's just a pet peeve. All right, we have a water source. We have an outlet. That is less than 6 feet away from that water source. So this has to be GFCI protected, and it is not. Now he told you everything was up to code, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This is gonna be a fun phone call. All you plumbers out there, does this look like good workmanship to you? Walks downstairs, alone or in pairs. Everyone loves a slinky, slinky, slinky. It's fun for a girl and a boy. I'm losing it. All right, there used to be a sliding glass door here.
Yeah. So when we moved in, the sliding glass door was removed and it was filled in with the cinder block.
Okay.
Right? And it was coming down, and they were supposed to remove this. And I'm taking it because it was already up there when they did it. That all they did was spackle it and fill it repeatedly, and I kept telling them that that needed to be replaced because it's caving in the soffit instead. But over here was the sliding glass door, and it was filled.
How's that look? There's a big crack. So just FYI, joint compound is not structural. Gretchen, I am sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, she wanted granite here and was told
No.
big bunch of nope.
Big bunch of nope.
All right, so he said, we'll just have Lowe's come in and do this laminate. And then apparently this is their workmanship here. That looks beautiful, right? Okay, came in here, got these brackets, didn't even bother fastening them. We come over here to this cabinet, which I just checked with a level. This cabinet is not level and it moves around, so it is actually damaging the soffit that they built up here. But that's their workmanship here. And if you want to see how good they are with sanding, that's the drywall work that they did all the way across her brand new kitchen.
To the point that we stopped.
So this is their finished drywall work. There you go. What do you guys think? $105,000 worth of work? There's a point you get to where you think the contractor just might be trying to unalive you, because this is a brand new kitchen. And look, we have a GFCI outlet right next to the sink. We come right over here and we have an outlet that is not GFCI, does not trip with the tester. And the electrician's gonna go, yeah, but they don't always trip when you use the tester. So okay, we'll come over here to the GFCI and we will trip that. And we still have a green light over there. Everything is up to code, I swear. That's what he said, right? That's what he said. $105,000.
You guys did a great job.
Oh yeah, these guys did a real bang-up job. You have a range, you have a handle. Little tiny kids like to come up and hang on this handle. Now if it's latched, this can actually tip over and crush them. Or sometimes they'll open this door and they'll stand right here to get the Oreos out of there. And then this thing falls forward and swallows them up. See right now that there is no anti-tip clip. That is a big bunch of nope, because that is a safety hazard. And we're going to tell the contractor that this beautiful kitchen that he did is definitely not up to code. So do you see anything here that kind of changes when you get there? And then you can see in your cabinet without actually opening it. All right, well, if it isn't bad enough that you got an S-trap down here, which you're not supposed to have under a sink, but you've also got a flex bit or a flex drain. And no, that is not GFCI protected. I just tested it. I love things with a story. So basically, he came in to drill a water spigot, or
Yeah, it's for a reverse osmosis water supply.
basically started to drill into her nice new sink. Said that he couldn't get the drill bit to go through, so he just quit and left it like that. And she said he just left the system sitting down here and it was leaking all over the place, because I can actually see water damage down here. If you look, you see all that swelling? All of that is water damage from a brand new kitchen cabinet and a brand new reverse osmosis filter. And they did not caulk the sink at all. You see right underneath there. No caulking, and that's particularly bad because silicone can actually seal things down pretty well, but if you look here, see how the whole ridge of the sink is wobbling? Alright, so we have a dishwasher, and down here you are supposed to have what's called a high loop. Your drain is supposed to come out right up there, and then come down, and then up to your drain. But you will see they just drilled a hole down here, ran the drain right to there, so you don't even have a dishwasher drain that's up to code.
So when she runs the microwave and the dishwasher and some of the
and the range,
everything trips.
So nuisance trips. So that means they don't have a dedicated circuit for the range. So over here, the way they hung this window, this is binding, and it's binding so tight that it actually broke this piece here when you try to tilt the window in. These have a tilt-in feature, and I'm going to try to do this real quick. So that won't pull in. And that piece right there is broken. So they can't even use the tilt-in feature of this window. So yeah, this doesn't even. Yeah, that's completely binding in that frame. All right, this one's for all you plumbers out there. If your head hasn't exploded by now, wait till you see this. All right, Improper Fern Co. That's supposed to be metal sheathed because it's in a horizontal application. But you will notice this slopes downhill, which means every time you open the clean out, it's going to dump crap out of it, literally. But you come over here, and what kind of wonkiness is this? So I saw the automotive hose clamp, which you already know is just garbage. But then I saw this flex tube running all the way up. And you won't be able to guess what that right there goes to. Yep, you guessed it. That's the bathtub drain. Yep, and they either caulked it, siliconed it, or cemented the cleanout cap on. Yeah, nice going, guys. But I just want to say, your purple primer job was just amazing. All know what happened here. They ran out of 90s, put a T, and then just capped it off. Yep, that's beautiful. This is beautiful. Because it's just too hard to put a bracket there. We're going up into the attic. They did put these stairs in. And that right there is the little screw that could into this little piece of 1x material. That screw and none others. We got that screw and the little screw that could, and no other fasteners. But don't worry, I'm going up. I want you guys to know how safe I feel with this masterful installation. That's just good. Yes. I feel great. Yeah, there we go. We're all safe. It's good. The part that really makes me feel safe, that they actually fastened that end, because they didn't fasten this end. And no worries, they just notched that one right out. If any of you are wondering whether tar sealant works good for chimney flashing, I can answer that question for you without saying a word. Check it out. We got this light fixture in the kitchen, and I suspect that that caulking that we see right there is a red flag. That's a big bunch of nope.
Over 6,000.
All right, so here we go. We're going to give Good Old the call, and we're going to see what they're willing to do to help Gretchen here make this right. Because do you know that when you do a job improperly, it costs more to do it right because you have to undo all the improper stuff they did. So this is no longer just a roof covering. This is a tear off first. All that tile in the bathroom, that's a tear out first. So now Gretchen's gonna have to pay for somebody to undo it and then redo it. Would it be 8 weeks to do the job?
Yeah.
How long did it take them?
They started in February.
And they started in February and it's now December. When did they finish, quote unquote, them saying they're finished?
Right after when I called you.
Yeah, that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's longer than
We
8
have
weeks.
the final text message on when